Thanks for clicking on our video. We are the True of Destiny. We're here to discuss Daredevil Born Again, Season 2, Episode 1. My name is C the Superior, and of course, I'm not here alone. To my left, I have Vibrant Vic. How's it going?
What's good?
Out the way.
Hype about Daredevil. You know I like to talk in New York. Let's go.
I see you got the world behind you in the back.
Right.
You ready for global takeover?
That's right. That's right. I got the whole world in my hands. So look.
Our very own Kingpin.
That's right.
And
right.
to right above, I have the great Grand Slam Poobah. What's up? What's going on?
I'm excited to talk about Daredevil. I watched this show, I want to say 1 in the morning, and I wish I did get to watch it again, but I know that once we start talking about stuff, memories will kick in about stuff on this episode. But I'm excited to talk about Daredevil. I think Daredevil is it's funny because, like, is it the best MCU show? I kind of hold it up there in top 5 easily. So
okay. You know, I wanted to ask you guys, given that we have so many superhero shows that are out or about to come out, what is the best one? And like, what has consistently been good? We got Daredevil. What we got? Daredevil, Invincible, The Boys.
we got Spider-Man Noir coming up too. I mean, if we can include that, I don't know if you want to do that.
Which one's Spider? Oh yeah, but we haven't seen it yet.
Okay,
so we can't rank it. But as far as like the live action,
I personally think that they've cornered so much of the market that there's nothing that's going to capture everybody anymore. Because all of these shows are super different.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Especially based on the characters. Some of them are super funny. Some of them are more serious. So I really think there's just an audience for everything. I really think it's just turned into Apple and Android.
So okay, let me ask it like this then. If you have all three shows, we have The Boys, we have Invincible, and we have Daredevil. All airing.
Wait, you talking about shows in general, not Marvel.
No, I'm talking about these 3: Invincible.
Oh, my bad.
Invincible, The Boys, and Daredevil. All airing on the same night, same time. You can only watch one. Which one are you tuning in for?
Daredevil.
Ooh, I'm picking Invincible.
Daredevil.
It's honestly rough between that and Invincible. I can honestly say The Boys is number 3 for me. So it's a change between Invincible and Daredevil. But for me, with Daredevil, so Invincible has been dope. It's been great. Check us out tomorrow because we're going to be reviewing episode. It's 4, right?
4.
Okay, I'm sorry because like they threw everything at us. I didn't even know what number it was. But Daredevil, I go back all the way in 2015, and I remember just being so infatuated with the show, and I just like when they brought it back and they kept it. And similar to what the Netflix show is it the same? No, but still, I still feel that Netflix vibe there. I still feel the grittiness about it, and I just love the Daredevil show. Invincible is dope, and another day, tomorrow, I might say Invincible, which is hilarious because we'll be reviewing Invincible, but I'm going to stick to Daredevil, Invincible, and then The Boys.
All right. What about you? Why are you picking Daredevil, Vic?
It's just relatable. It's in New York, and I mean, I think that for New Yorker, there's a lot of things, especially everything with Hell's Kitchen and all of these different areas. It's kind of like watching in Gotham again.
Okay. They actually shot this in New York too. Apparently,
I mean that's where it is. That's where Hell's Kitchen is. So like, and the thing is that he's the mayor of New York, and they're hitting a lot of real life things that are going on in New York. So like, it's that's mainly what it is. It's just a way more relatable. Not that the other shows are better. I mean, second to that would be The Boys because that's very relatable. Homelander is very relatable right now.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Can I just say, as he said that about the Boys, so I have a mama's report, kind of, not really. Well, not for Daredevil, but maybe for Invincible. I told her right down there. But she watches The Boys, and you know who her favorite character is?
Homelander.
Absolutely. And I said it makes all the sense in the world.
Only reason I'm picking Invincible is because it's been consistently good for like 4 seasons now. It's like every season has been like, oh my God, right? Daredevil Born Again last season was a little hit or miss. The Boys, I guess the boys have been pretty good. There has been some like questionable things, but I'm going into the boy anyway. But we're here to talk about Daredevil Born Again, episode 1. We're back. We're back in the mean streets of New York, right?
Woo!
We open up with the BB report. We have a very happy black man discussing how excited he is to be in New York and how Fix has fixed it, and loving life in New York there. We also see that Daredevil back in the suit, in his all black suit this time. He boarded a what is it called, like a loading ship or one ship,
Loading
and
ship,
he found there were weapons on the ship, which presumably was the reason why he boarded there. After taking out some guards, he was able to find where the weapons were held. It's so odd because when the captain and the first mate discovered that the ship was boarded, they sunk the ship. That was their orders, apparently. We're gathering that through the episode. They sunk the ship. He was able to put like some watch inside the contraband, I guess, presumably to find it later. But there's some weirdness going on in the waters in New York. We also see that Paige and frickin' Daredevil, Matt Murdock, are a thing this season.
Finally.
I guess, like, I understand why it's happening, and they're both on the run, alone together. It's like, things are happening. It's but I don't know. I kind of wanted her with the Punisher, but it is what it is. They are together, a couple, Bonnie and Clyde, right? We also get introduced to this newer character played by I think it's Matthew Leonard. He played Shaggy, aka Shaggy.
That is Shaggy. I couldn't like watching this, right? I'm sorry, I didn't know what the actor's name was.
Mm-hmm.
I said, that's Shaggy. And shout out to him because he played the role. I think there's two what's it called? Five Nights at Freddy. I didn't watch the second one, but he's in that first movie. So like, good for him that he's doing. I'm pretty sure he's been doing things after Scooby-Doo. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm just not familiar with his work, but I did recognize him immediately. I said, "Yo, they're grabbing everyone for the MCU."
And not only that, I think apparently he was also in the newest Scream movie. Like, he's having like
yeah.
So,
I'm not big on Scream, but yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, good for him. But we see that he's playing like some sort of villain. Like, he gets a call in Washington, D.C. Shout out Washington, D.C.
That's where all the criminals at.
Oh, Lord, here we go. Apparently, there's many more in New York because we have the Kingpin getting approached by the governor. I think the governor.
That was a disgusting dig, by the way, because I did peep that when you said, "Well, there's more in New York." Then I was like, "Wait a minute, what?" How dare you talk about Vic like that? He's a great.
Look at these two villains in the back. But we see our guy who Kingpin introduces as Mr. Charles, I think it is. He kind of waltzes into the mayor's office and kind of owns the place. And Fisk wasn't batting an eye. He was like, "Yeah, this is Mr. Charles." Da, da, da. He's calling the shots. He gets the lieutenant governor, I believe it was, to answer a call, and presumably the call came from Valentina. We may remember her from Thunderbolts and what was it, Black Widow. She's clearly pulling some political strings, because the guy who was digging in Kingpin's ass, he immediately backpedaled as soon as he got the call from Valentina. And it makes me wonder how her and Kingpin are going to be working together this season. I wonder if she's going to actually make an appearance in the show, or if she's just.
I don't think so.
No,
I feel like she's the real Kingpin
right
now. No. I've never seen something so gangster in my life. The man is the mayor. He is the subordinate to the governor and the district attorney of the state. The district attorney of the state comes in with all the BDE talking about, "Listen, you can't be doing this, you can't be doing that, you can't be da 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 da." One phone call from Valentina, all of a sudden he's got his tail between his legs, talking about, "Oh no, we're gonna do whatever you want, Mr. Mayor. Make sure that the state does whatever." My jaw was in the floor when I saw that. I was like, "God damn, Kingpin is a gangster and a half." like, this is some wild stuff that the government all of a sudden bow down to one man. Come on.
It's crazy. Yeah, she definitely has some influence in, you know, I wonder what's going to happen there. We also get a scene with not Waluigi.
Yeah.
His mustache is not as Waluigi as it was, it's a little tame. He's tame Ouija. He's tame Ouija.
And Heather, man, I kind of like Heather, but she's making it hard to like her this episode. Like she is, the way she's interrogating Jack, and he's just trying to figure where he's at and what's going on in his legal rights. And she's like, he's hostile, writing in her little pen pad saying he doesn't respect authority or hates authority. And I wonder what is her motive. Like, I know she had that very dramatic thing with Muse, and she sees him visions. But
that's what that was, right? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, because I was interested in that, because when he was walking by, I was like, wait, I'm sure he's dead, right?
Yeah, but she killed him. She's the one who shot him.
Right, and I know the comic and the show version are two different ones. Shout out to the people who read comics, and they will be able to break that down better than I could. But I was wondering if that has something to do with her decision making, because at first, and I don't know if you guys got this, but at first it seemed like she was trying to play by the rules, but then she saw Muse, and then everything changed, because all of a sudden, like how you broke down, he doesn't respect authority. He has a terrible mustache. He wore white with gray. She seemed like everything. Like, I felt like the only thing he was missing was breathing, and she could have just sat there and said, "This is too much for me."
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with her. She seems to, like, I don't know if it's just PTSD or like what has motivated her to basically put her license on the line, because essentially she's lying on this, who would, I guess, would be her patient at this point, in order to appease the DA, who we see in the next scene. We have Kirsten, Cherry, and the DA. I'm hoping, if from what we're seeing in this episode, we see that the DA is trying to get Kirsten to leave the firm that she is with Matt Murdock and come back to him, right? And I'm hoping that they give her a little bit more to do this season than they did last season, because she was just kind of like there last season without much purpose. But they clearly have some kind of back and forth going on. I do know that they are currently in like a case, but I believe it's Jack. She's representing Jack and them and the masked vigilantes, right? But yeah, we also get the scene with her and Cherry. She's asking Cherry to investigate a couple different disappearances in the city. And he pointed out, like, look, this is mostly ICE taking these people. Once ICE has them, they're gone. I think they call them special unit, or whatever the heck they call it. With our boy from first season, what's his name?
I forgot his name, but he is just a piece of work, man.
Yeah.
Like, just a piece of work. And not for nothing, when Vic was talking about earlier, right, to piggyback on what he was saying, and he was talking about how, like, yo, this feels a little too real. I was like, yeah, very much.
Yeah.
Very, very, very much. I forgot what that man's name, because, like, as soon as I heard his name, I was like, oh, you know.
I think it's like Officer Powell or something with it.
Yeah. You're on the money with that, yeah. I think it was Powell or something like that, yeah.
So Cherry gets a little text, right? It looks like a little reservation text, but apparently it's a code to meet up with Matt Murdock. Because again, Matt Murdock and a couple of others, they're kind of floating under the radar right now. They're wanted individuals. They're not trying to be seen. So the only person who kind of knows where Matt is at the moment is, of course, Paige and Cherry, apparently, or not exactly where he's staying, but he knows that he's around still in the city. So shortly after that, we got the officer, aka Mr. Ice himself. He goes into this lady's establishment and strong arms her. This poor Greek woman strong arms her to try to get her to tell him where the first mate and the captain were, because now Fisk and all of them are looking for them, because all the crew underneath are dead, but the only people who know that there was contraband on this ship is the first mate and the captain. So they are two loose ends and they are trying to tie him up, right?
Yeah.
So She
Wow.
she actually was standing 10 toes down. She wasn't trying to give him up. She got beat up by ICE, and he was able to find the captain. The captain gets taken into custody, and this is the next thing is very interesting to me because we have this scene where it's like this almost like what's it, ghost face or
Yeah.
what's his name? Want to play a game, whatever his name is from
Oh,
Saul.
Jigsaw.
Yeah,
Jigsaw.
Jigsaw like mask on, and it's like they're clearly
Well,
um
that,
trying to warn the people about Fisk and his undercover activities. But do you think that's BB in this mask? Like, who is this in this mask right here?
I'm very curious because he was given
What
Joker.
mask? That's Fisk.
Shut up.
That is clearly Fisk. That's Fisk. He had a rough. He just woke up and he said, "Vanessa, turn on the camera."
Don't
Yes,
talk.
that man disappoints me in the background.
Whatever. Hold on, wait. So we got some comments here. Wait, they got ice in the show. They sure do. They
Close
sure
enough.
do.
Mhm.
Close enough.
Mhm.
And
They're called
hey,
breasts.
Matt, thanks for being here.
They're called breasts.
But I don't know. Do you guys think this is BB in here or not?
No, I don't think so. I think it's somebody else that she recorded it. I don't think it's her.
I mean, if it's not her, I feel like she organized it.
Yeah. No, I agree to that. I agree.
Mhm.
And I definitely feel like because she's definitely given that vibe. But at the end of the day, this thing is also giving Joker vibes for some reason. Like I was just thinking about the Joker.
Dark Knight, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It was a very like creepy kind of radio or TV broadcasting. I don't know where it was posted. It's on YouTube, possibly. But very interesting.
I mean, if you can highlight this comment, I mean, we do have an answer on who is underneath the Fisk mask. One Big Daddy Cool, he points out, I think it's Spider-Man. He's all sad because his friends don't remember him. And you know, honestly, he has potentially to be a candidate to be underneath the mask, although I think he already wears a mask. So I love that he is just mask on mask on mask. Yeah,
like you, Shaggy.
I would love it.
That's his fetish. He likes masks.
If it was Spider-Man, I would love it because he's from Queens. So he's feeling, you know, all the pain under the Fisk administration. So like I would love for them to add Spider-Man into this. This would be amazing.
I do want to tap into what Vic said. He said it would be cool if Spider-Man had the mask on top of his mask. I mean, if he keeps this going, he won't be having to worry about wearing any kind of mask because he would be passed out and suffocated from all this mask.
But you guys know that they're in a shared universe. So apparently there's going to be some crossover action happening in the new Spider-Man Brand New Day. So it is possible that, you know, Spider-Man is aware of what's going on in, you know, with
the actor who plays Fisk, he would love to have some crossover with Spider-Man, but I think there's some kind of contract that disputes. So Spider-Man, like, I don't expect him to be on the show just because.
Wait a minute. Wasn't Daredevil in a Spider-Man movie?
Yeah. So Daredevil, they're in a shared universe, but specifically the character of Kingpin, at least according to the actor, cannot be in the movies. I'm pretty sure that they can probably make mention of him at least. But I don't know if he'll actually physically be there, but I'm pretty sure that maybe we'll have a reference.
And here's the thing that I don't understand about that. There were video games, Spider-Man video games, where Kingpin was the main villain. Like in the 90s on Sega Genesis.
Okay.
Like why? I don't understand why that's a problem. Now, like Kingpin is one of the main villains for Spider-Man. And I don't get why.
It could be like a rights thing. You know, these studios have to pay for rights and there's like, you know, different red tape on it. Or it could also be that the actor was lying in order to cover up that he is in the movie. You know,
I hope so.
I would love that part.
Yeah.
I would. Go. I'm sorry, Vic.
Go ahead. I'm rambling. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, my apologies. No, I agree with C where I mean I would love for that to be the narrative where he's lying to us and then we see him in the movie and you pop big when you see it. But I do think with licensing and stuff like that, I mean Spider-Man, you know, when it comes to the movie rights of everything, right? It's still owned by Sony and they decided to do some joint stuff with the MCU. I mean, I've always said here, if the Marvel Cinematic Universe and they had the rights to all the superheroes, one of the first movies they would have always did was Spider-Man. But they didn't have the rights because Sony had it. and that's why we went with Iron Man and all these other different heroes, which was fine because Iron Man ended up being a big time name is what I'm trying to get at.
I don't know if we got Big Daddy Cool. His friends don't remember him, and he's got an OF to give it now. So,
0 fucks to give.
I thought that was a OF for another OF.
Oh, okay. Nah, that'd be
Oh,
hilarious.
oh my God! See, I
He's
just
wearing a
realized what
mask.
she said. Like, I thought it was another OF. I'm like, I don't think Spider Man is that desperate. Not yet.
You never know. He's broke. He's broke this movie. He might need the money. But
I'm broke too.
Matt
Make a
Murdock.
number.
Why do I call him Matt Murdock? Mad Dog
Mhm.
Kelly. Do you guys think that Daredevil will be in the new Spider-Man? I saw the trailer and thought the Ninja guys.
I would love to.
Yeah, I think he is. I think he is. And yeah, the hand, those are
Mhm.
from Daredevil. I think it was like
Yes.
season 2 or something like that.
Yeah, you're right. Season 2. You're right. I'm sorry.
So I think he's in there. I think most definitely. Because how you gonna have Punisher but not have Daredevil?
Facts.
I don't know. Seems weird. But anyway, we do again. BB's present. She's hanging out with frickin' the Penguin here.
Mhm.
Oh my Lord.
I love that hoodie. I love that hoodie he got on.
Oh, snap.
That hoodie is fire.
But
Yeah, that's nice.
she's still
Yeah,
using him
let's
for
go next.
information. Yeah, she's still using him for information. So she still is,
Okay.
sopping out any bit of info she can get about Fisk from this young man who is what they call him, like the deputy something. He's working for Fisk. We catch up with the captain who is in custody. He was being beat up by Officer Ice, but what's his name shows up? Is it Buck? Buck shows up.
Who don't give up.
Right. Because he acts as if he's about to save this man and bring him home, but he just shot him right in the back of the head. And again, this episode has been pretty violent. It was a lot of, especially for Disney Plus. And the first opening scenes when we're on the ship and we have that battle between, Daredevil and the henchmen, I thought it was really well shot. And I actually I feel like this season cut back on some of that Disney-fied CGI that I was concerned about in episode 1 of season 1, because that one just seemed like way too CGI'd, overdone. This one, this season seems to have kind of, backed that out a little bit and is back onto just shooting the actors in the fights as they are, and I like that. But this was a very violent scene. Poor guy.
Well, you know what? To piggyback on what you're saying, it's kind of what I was saying before, where there's an audience for everybody when it comes to this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I think that Disney is not necessarily going to be on brand anymore. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. Like, they're going to do things. They're going to do all kinds of things. They have a network, so they have many different avenues where they can go. And I think Marvel's going to go that way. Because WandaVision was very cutesy, and this is very far from that.
Yeah, and Miss Marvel, very cutesy.
Yeah, Miss Marvel definitely very cutesy, very much for kids. Mm-hmm. But this, no.
And I like that. I do like the different tones of the show. It seems like they do that better in the shows than they have been doing in the movies. The Marvel movies all have a similar tone, I'm noticing. Mm-hmm. But the shows, even with, Wonder Man and, Daredevil and, they do have different tones, which I appreciate. We get to the dinner scene where we got Mr. Charles popping up on Vanessa and them. Vanessa's not having it too. She is not impressed with this man. She's like, what is this roughneck doing at my table? Because she's uppity. But Charles pointed out he's not just, a brute. He handles logistics, and he's able, he's kind of pitching the idea of how to, one, recover the contraband from the ship that was, sunk, and also how to get away with it secretly, because he pitches the idea of offing, of bringing in a crew to get the contraband, but also offing them after the fact. So very cutthroat. I'm interested to learn more about his character as the season goes on. We got Paige popping up in a wig, hanging out with BB, trying to get more information. I like that. Again, they have more stuff for Paige to do because she was absent a lot of season 1. But her bringing up BB's uncle like she didn't get that man killed is wild work. Like, how you gonna act like you ain't
But
the
then
one?
didn't she say at one point, like, yeah, he tried to do something to protect me or something like that? Like,
Yeah. He always said those who manipulate are easier to manipulate, or something like that. The manipulators are easier to manipulate. Like, ma'am, you got my uncle killed. I don't know if she knows that, BB, yet, but I would not be talking to Paige like that.
BB don't know. BB don't know.
Yeah, she can't know.
But it would seem that BB is one of Paige's many kind of like connections, because Paige, earlier in the episode, she did mention something about a source by the name of Jess, right? And
Uh-huh.
like, is that potentially Jessica Jones?
I think that's Jessica Jones. I do, and I do like that name drop. I kind of wish this where they didn't, previously say, and Jessica Jones would be in season 2. Like,
Mhm.
I think that would have been fun if we would all have been like Jess, like,
Yeah.
like where are we going with this? But it is what it is. It doesn't bother me. I guess it does because I said it, so I guess I'm lying. But yeah, I think it's Jessica Jones nonetheless.
All right. Yeah, she is going to be in the season, so I do think that was like a little plug for her when she pops up later in the season. But our boy, the captain, after the interrogation, he never told them where the first mate was because he didn't know, right? So we're all thinking, where the heck is the first mate? He pops up at the end of the episode at the Greek ladies' establishment, looking homeless.
I'm sorry. I honestly thought that was the Green Arrow. I thought we was on the wrong show. I thought that was Arrow for a moment. I didn't know what show we were reviewing at this point.
It does kind of look like him, but he's the first mate they've been looking for. We got it coming from Big Daddy Cool, bro. WandaVision wasn't cutesy. Wanda lost her 2 kids and got all twisted up and went to go kidnap a Latina girl. Look, it was given cutesy for the good part of
the show, not the movie. Yeah. She went all crazy for the Latina girl in
Multiverse
of Madness, but like in the show where she was like, controlling everything and all of that, and we didn't know what the hell was going on. Like that was cute. I mean, go back to the reviews of the first episode of WandaVision. Look how much shit we start talking, because and then all of a sudden it turned out to be popping. Come on.
See, I liked it. I liked it from the beginning. I still I like being on the right side of history, and I said it was a pop, and clearly I was great. But we get to a portion of was a great scene, by the way, because they're at Cherry's house. Cherry Ice pulls up at Cherry's house, right? They start whooping his ass, but Daredevil pops up, and he's fighting them. He's fighting all the ice agents, right? But Cherry starts to have a heart attack, which distracts Matt, right? Because he has PTSD from when Foggy was having those heart issues and died. So they were able to get the scoop and the dupe on Matt and took his mask off. They saw who he was. They're like, "Oh crap, that's Matt Murdock. We know him. We know him by name, right?" So I'm thinking, crap, what's going to happen? They're literally about to, off him. But then in the window, all of the ice agents were taken out. And at the very end of the scene, we get this. We get a knife that says, "You're welcome." So obviously we can deduce that it was from our boy Bullseye coming in to help Daredevil.
Right. Okay.
But
I didn't even think that. Okay. For whatever reason, I thought I was like, Punisher can't be that good at doing that. But I do want to sit here and say real quick, because this is the last thing I'm going to say on this show. When Cherry was getting attacked, don't you think Cherry was scared that his cherry was going to be popped?
Here we go. No, I do not think.
Where's the corn?
Right, where is it? Whoa, boo.
That was. I mean,
wow. I'm sorry. I give you a top level humor. Whatever. I'm done talking.
There it is.
That is rude. Remove this corn away from me. That is disgustingly rude. Why is that even still here? Just for
because of what you do.
Entertain, whatever. I'm sorry that his cherry. Because I said, oh man, I'm scared that his cherry's going to be popped. I'm done talking.
Not going to double down on the joke. But why would he help Daredevil? Because we saw it last season. Daredevil actually prevented him from killing Fisk, because he jumped in front of the gun, right? At the very, I think it was the final episode of last season. And also, he's the one who killed Foggy, so they already got beef. Why do you think he's helping?
You know what I
I
think?
think he feels bad about killing Foggy.
Oh, like was he a sleeper agent or something
No, I think that
activated by
he
Vanessa?
no, I think that he was paid to do it. He was because he was like paid to do it and then shitted on afterwards. So
Okay.
now I think that he he probably feels some kind of way. And then also I think he respects Daredevil. I think he's one of
Okay.
his greatest
Okay.
adversaries.
Okay.
So I certainly think that wasn't a calculated decision. I think it was an emotional one.
Okay.
I like that point that Vic said, because I do think there's some sense of respect in a way. Because I mean, he stands toe to toe, hand to hand with I'm sorry, I forget Point Dexter, right? This is his name, right?
Yeah, point is.
But the other two that I got is maybe he felt so used by Vanessa, and he was like, "Oh well, let me help him. Let me help out Daredevil." But the other thing, but this is the main one reason that I think of, and I feel like as each episode go on, we'll get some kind of resolution about it. But like for me, I think about without. I don't think it was on purpose, but Daredevil technically helped Poindexter get out of jail in season 1.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
So it's almost like, yeah, thanks for that. I got you. We're even.
But
owe
again,
you-
he's
I owe
also
you
the
one.
person responsible for putting him in jail. So it's like,
Mhm.
how is that even like? I don't know. It's so weird. I guess we'll find out next episode, y'all, because next episode is going to be a 2-for-1. I believe they're doing episode 2 and episode 3 conjoined. So bear with us for that.
Yeah, word up.
Well, listen, not for nothing. I appreciate they give us 2 episodes. I like Invincible. I want you guys to check us out when we review Invincible. But they gave us 3 episodes in the first night, and as content creators as we are,
Uh-huh.
it's hard. It's hard.
But how we gonna do it, guys? How we gonna do it the very next day? We'll figure it out.
Listen, it might not happen the next day. Fair warning.
Bear with us, but tune in and subscribe to our channels.
That's right. Thank you for sticking with us too.
Thank you for being here. Thanks for your comments. I think we do got one more comment here from Big Daddy Cool. He says, I'm gonna have to into the UPR archives for the WandaVision review. Yeah, check it out. That was an oldie but a goodie.
Facts.
Thanks for being here. Please like the video if you like the video, and join us tomorrow because we will be talking about the newest episode of Invincible that actually aired tonight. So watch the show, watch Invincible tonight, and join us tomorrow to talk about it. All right, on the after show. And good night. Bye.